Hola. How are you? First time in Madrid? Okay, great. Sí, yes, fluent in Spanish. Okay, great. Bueno and bien. And cerveza, beer, maybe? Sí? Oh, no, no. Okay. So, my name is Alejandro, Alex, if you want. I am the coordinator of the space. I'm going to make a very brief introduction, and then I will leave with Bart and Emmanuel, that is going to make the presentation. So, what is Madrid Innovation Lab? Where we are a innovation space of the Madrid City Council. We are focused on artificial intelligence and deep tech, like blockchain or Web3 or crypto. And we are one of the centers that belongs to a broad network of spaces of the Madrid Innovation Platform. I think tomorrow you're gonna visit La Nave. It's a huge center at the south of the city. But there's more. There's Puerta de Innovación, Innovation Gate, Madrid in Game, focus on gamification and video games, and the eLab for if you want to internationalize your business. Basically, we have a lot of things here. We have like entrepreneurs who want to showcase their projects and collaborate and share their vision. We have professionals who want to level up their skills and know the knowledge too, and hasten the technology and cultural progress of our city. We have a space for citizens. Now I'm gonna tell you what kind of programs we have. And then, of course, enterprises like big corporates, or startups. Our main goal basically is to articulate this huge ecosystem and the diverse ecosystem, connecting like high-level professionals for a specialized audience, startups, institution, and position in Madrid as a city of benchmark in the sector. We do it with 3 axes. We have like events, workshops, and citizens. We have events for, basically we give for free this space to all the corporation or startups who want to prepare their showcase or their like expert talks and things like that. Then we have a training workshops, like expert talks in a wide range of topics. Then we have like training workshops and summer camp, 3 weeks every day. And then we have special programs for example, elder people, or open days for like all the citizens who lives in the district, or we have training workshops to the students. This is like a rough numbers of what we're doing this year. We have like more than 100 activities, almost 3,000. With you, we're gonna reach the 3,000. So we have like 250 partners who collaborate very close with us. And basically, this is our center. I don't know if you have any question or you don't know that. No. Okay, so let's move on with the presentation. I don't know if Bart or you gonna talk.
Thank you, Alejandro, and thanks for having us today. Really appreciate it. Every time we come here to Madrid, we see that your ecosystem is even larger. We also learned last week that you also have a sort of an industrial innovation center. Yes. Was industrial or for manufacturing kind of things? In Madrid? I don't know where. I don't know where. So next time we'll maybe also go there. I'd like to introduce Emmanuel from Lingua VR. He will tell you about his startup. No screen?
No, it's okay.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't know if it's okay with the micro or without the microphone.
No, it's better with the microphone because we are streaming this.
Oh, alright. En het is oké Nederlands? Oké. Hallo, ik ben Emmanuel. Alles studenten uit Nederland. Oké, goed. Miljoenen studenten, miljoenen mensen studenten jarenlang één taal. Maar zodra ze moeten spreken, blokkeren ze. Apps leren je woorden gaat. Chatbots verwachten dat je al vloeiend bent. Niemand traint het midden. Daar waar je stem echt ontstaat. Ik ben Emmanuel Castillo, founder van Lingua VR. Lingua VR is de eerste platform dat je stem traint, niet je geheugen. En je voorgaan meet in minuten van gesproken conversatie. In English, CTC, Conversation Time Creating. Niet je woorden of streaks. In slechts 60 dagen hebben meer dan 3000 mensen zich geregistreerd om hun stem terug te vinden. Want een taal spreken is niet alleen leren. Het is durven te zeggen. Dat is lingua VR, alles vragen in het Engels. Dankjewel voor jullie tijd. Would you like to use the microphone?
Oh, er zit een, wil je dan nog één uitdelen? Of doe jij die? Six. Moet je die even stellen? Ja. En dan geef ik gewoon de microfoon door. En mocht je dus een andere vraag willen stellen dan die je op het blaadje hebt, helemaal oké. Maar dit is gewoon inspiratie. Okay, the first question for you. Can you tell me what has been the hardest part of building Lingua VR?
The hardest part, not only from Lingua VR, it's from a startup, is managing people emotions. That's the hardest part. And even harder when they are very, very high qualified. So that's my answer.
My question is, where do you see the biggest opportunities for Lingua VR in the where do you see the biggest opportunities for Lingua VR in the next 5 years?
Nice question. I like it because we are the first startup and we are creating a new market because, as you already know, there are apps, Duolingo, Memrise, they teach vocabulary, words, sentences. And on the other hand, we have chatbots. Right now in the AI era, we have a lot of chatbots. You can imagine how many agents I see every day. I myself, I'm a software engineer, and I know how to create agents, and I know that doesn't solve the real problem. Millions of people overall in Latin America, when they try to learn English, they freeze when they start speaking English. And the reason is, there are many reasons overall over education, but one of them is because there is no tool. Actually, there's not actually a tool so you can train your voice. And what is training? That you can start forming sentences from a word, sentence, a phrase, and later to talk spontaneously and without thinking about the language. You either have an application that teaches you words, vocabulary, and you have the third phase that I call conversational phase. Maybe you speak a little slow, but you can speak. But there are a big gap in the middle that doesn't train the people's voice.
Question myself. What is the biggest difference between Duolingo and Lingo VR? Like, yeah, didn't really understand. Like what's the difference?
It's okay. One of the biggest difference, we calculated, we have a mathematical secret formula. We calculate the conversation time creating. We measure how long it takes to a person to speak a phrase or a word, and we compare with the real phrase when they are training. Second, Duolingo focuses so much in gamification. I don't know if you noticed it, but Duolingo focuses so much in gamification. Duolingo also have this AI part, but it's like ChatGPT. If you use Duolingo agent, that emoji, I don't know how to call it, that character that you can talk spontaneously or autonomously, is like ChatGPT. Only ChatGPT doesn't have an emoji. It is the same. So we train. I mean, we guide you through a word, a sentence, and we measure your conversation time created.
My question is, why do you think so many people find it hard to speak a new language even after studying it?
Nice question, because I taught English so many years. I'm from Colombia, and I taught English. One, there are many reasons. Educational system. Uh, Most people are not disciplined. You need discipline if you want to even if you want any skill, you need to be so disciplined. And now we are also in another era where all is about marketing. I mean, all is about the easiest way. So there are many advertising content on social media, like speak English in 3 months. That's BS. That's a lie. Um, and what else? Emotions. When you feel now in this era where you physiological system ask you for so much dopamine because you are all the time on social media scrolling. This is feeding your brain with so much dopamine, but false dopamine and endorphins. It's unnatural. So that causes a damage somehow in the brain that you don't look for natural dopamine. So you are all the time used to that dopamine, and this causes that many people experience anxiety. And when you feel anxiety, you experience something called imposter syndrome. If you experience that, you can study, you can focus at least for so much time. And if you want to master any ability, you need to focus so much time studying and practicing.
Is it also possible to learn other languages than only English, or is it only English for now? Netherlands, but my parents are Chinese.
我再学习中文。好的。OK，我再一点中文。谢谢你。Okay, I like that question. Yeah, it's possible, but we are focused on English because our first market is Mexico. We are focused on student and professional, but what we are developing, it can be replicated with artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this is our first market, and in fact, one of the first application that I developed on my own for myself is for Korean. Yes, I'm learning Korean and I'm learning Chinese. I don't know, I don't speak Chinese, I'm learning Chinese. And I developed my own app so I can study Korean. We have a first version where you can train your voice in Korean, in French, and in English. In Korean for English speakers, in French for English speaker, and in the third one for English for Spanish speaker. So yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. One of the advantages we have is that we use AI. I mean, we are a team of five incredible 5 people all over the world, and we use so much technology. So we can replicate that model for millions of users without hiring so much people. I know that's not good. One of my main purpose is to build a company so we can hire. But thanks to technology, we can work with so few people and build nice things for millions of users. LinkedIn. This is another part who asked what was the hardest part of building Lingua VR. Hiring is another hard part because not all the people are really ready, and I'm talking about technical skills. I mean, you can have the will, maybe you want so much to work, but if you don't know, it's difficult. It's like if somebody wants to study in the Netherlands, if they don't speak English or Dutch, it will be difficult, even if they want so much. It's like the same, and hiring is another hard part.
What do you hope Lingua VR will look like in the next few years?
We are planning, as we are building another kind of market, so we don't have direct competence. So we plan to create, or we are creating already a new movement where instead of if you want to learn a new language, maybe you can know or you can learn some words with Duolingo, YouTube, or even with ChatGPT or any agent, but anyway, you will need to train it. I will share a little bit of SLA. SLA, Second Language Acquisition, is a field of study that teaches us how long it takes to an English speaker to learn a new language. And now I will ask you a question. How long do you think it takes to an English speaker to learn Spanish? In weeks? Any number? 40. Who else? 60? 25. Who else? 100. Who else? That's a good point, but in the study we have metrics, and the study have been made with millions of people. Who else? Any number, it's okay. Under 50. Who else? 70? Nice. Okay. Okay. The study says that from 23 to 30 weeks. So our hypothesis is, how do you think it has to take for a Spanish speaker to learn English? It should be less, because we agree that English is easier than Spanish if we talk about grammar, right? But what happens overall in Latin America or even here? 2, 3, 4, 5 years, or even 10. Some people even achieve it. So we have a really big problem. So that's why we created this training system. We don't teach words, we don't simulate a conversation as a person. That's what a AI agent is doing right now. We train your voice. Next question. Come again? Dream. Oh, okay. Actually, we don't have. So, yeah, no, we don't have. About motivation. Well, that's like both side parts. I mean, from the user and from us, because again, if you want to learn any skill, you need. I don't. I don't like to use motivation. I mean, motivation is nice for the short term, but you need to be disciplined, and discipline is doing what you have to do, even if you don't like. And about motivation, we use social media because one of the biggest problem is people are not educated about how our brain works. Physiological, physiological. Dopamine, endorphin, cortisol. If we know how that works, we can not only master a skill, we can create companies. Because one of the biggest obstacle about life is emotions. If you know how to manage, I don't call it control it. If you know how to manage, how to detect when you are stressed out, when you are happy, what people call happy is just basically a physiological effect in our brain. And so we use social media so we can educate people. We also educate people about physiological effects in the brain, or physiological how our brain works. And gamification. That's what Duolingo uses. Is nice, but it's not enough. Gamification makes you feel good, but that doesn't mean that you're learning the language.
Do you also use something like gamification in your company? Yeah. Okay.
Yes. It's conversation time creating. We have a metric called linguvits. Linguvits is how many seconds you are creating when you repeat a phrase. So we compare how you repeat it. We analyze your voice, and we compare how match percentage against with the real phrase. So that's one of the our gamification points.
How much impact do you think Lingo VR will have on countries where people almost don't speak English? Impact.
So as our first market is Mexico. Mexico is a, I don't know if you know, but Mexico is a really big country. And now we talk only about English. So you can imagine when we start developing things for, I don't know, I'm just thinking Polish, even Dutch, certain people that want to go to Netherlands to study, they need to train, not learn, because you learn words on internet, on Duolingo, you need to train. And overall, you need to train in real context. I mean, what for do you want to know that a car is red if you need English or Dutch for a university? That's one of the problem of Duolingo. Have you used Duolingo, right? The car is red, so it started with vocabulary you don't really need. That's good. It gives you gamification, makes you feel good because you feel that you are advancing, but you just feel good. You're not learning the language. You start learning when you practice it with real people, with real context. So when we start to develop our system for Spanish, my language, or for Chinese or Korean, so we have so much, a so big or very, very big impact.
What is the next language that you want to? Oh, that's nee, dat zei hij niet. Nee. Yeah. What's the next language that you want? Yeah.
She asked, what will be the next language? It's not about language, but it's a good question. But we talk about market. In our market, in every company, the market depends on how users respond. But it's a good question because after English, we probably move on Spanish or one of the Asian languages, Japanese, Chinese, or Korean. Again, sorry? Which Chinese? Oh, we don't know yet. But thank you.
What kind of ways of acquisition do you use to get your clients?
Okay, right now we just use social media. I mean, we have our social media of the company, and they are addressed to our landing page. Yeah, we use all of that. Lingua VR. If you look for us, Lingua VR, you will find us.
Do you have like a difference in the ages in your target group? Sorry. I said, do you have a difference in the ages in your target group, or?
You mean the differences between users, right? Well, as I said before, our first market is Mexico. Student and professionals, maybe I didn't say it, from 24 to 34 years old. That's our first market. Oh, we made a lot of research about that country, about languages. I don't know if you know it, but 5 out of 100 Mexican can speak actually English. speak. I mean speak. I don't know that you know. Many people say I speak. I understand, but I don't speak it. To us, that doesn't mean that you can speak a language. I mean that's like my dog. My dog understands me, but he doesn't speak Spanish. Do you understand me? Sorry? Private, yeah, we have private. Sorry? Yeah, private. Now we are working on a pre-seed round. Oh, in the first year. Well, this is not my first company. This is not my first startup. This is my second startup. But if we talk about this one, um, I call it interesting because you learn a lot about people, about market, about yourself. I mean, at the beginning, you need to have so much confidence at a point that you see crazy or mad, maybe. And now, with the time and when you are having results, more people start to trust you, to believe. So it's an interesting path.
What was the other startup you had?
My first startup was about an educational site. I mean, where you can learn abilities, knowledge in Spanish. Yeah, skills in Spanish, video classes. But it was a whole platform. You can watch classes, you can interact with user by messages, you can comment. So that was my first startup. No, it's dead. But it taught me a lot. Well, I think because I didn't know a lot, I didn't know so much, I had to learn a lot. And maybe because those kind of sites already exist, Udemy, I don't know if you know Platzi. Have you heard about Platzi? No, this is from Colombia. And Udemy, you know Udemy. Coursera? No? Oh my goodness. Okay, was something like, I don't know. Okay, it was a place where you watch video classes and you learn. You can comment, you can, like online school, yeah, it could be like that. But there are many. Overall, in the United States, there are many sites like this.
What are the three biggest things you learned from being a startup owner? What were the three biggest learnings for so
Ik krijg dat Braveheart, man. What are the things you will tell a startup owner in the beginning to, yeah, you understand me?
Like the most three important things, or the more three lessons. If you want to be a founder, oh, first one, don't be it. It's really hard. That's honest. That's very honest. Don't be, because it's very hard. It's exciting when you have results. When you don't have results, you are questioning all the time your existence. So it's very hard because you're basically creating something new into the system, in a global system. When anyone is creating a startup here, I will give you an example. Everyone. That's very cool. I didn't know it. Okay, who wants to share their pitch, or the topic, or the market, or the user? Who wants to share it? Nee? Waarom niet? Okay, first of all, you need confidence. Okay, you need to build confidence. You have to believe first yourself. That's the first thing. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, who is going to be? I mean, if you, for example, you tell me something and you talk, I don't know you. I haven't met you and I don't know you. And you tell me anything. If I see you are doubting, I won't trust you. confident. Okay, the part that don't be is really serious. It's easier to have a job in Netherlands. In Netherlands, they earn so good, so it's easier to have a job. But if you are like me, that I'm so boring with normal things, that's why I'm a founder. And if you want to change the world, do it. But you have to be like all in, all or nothing. If you doubt, it's better you don't do it. Now talking seriously, three things. Number one, you need money. Money for so much time. And I'm talking about 6, 12 months, so you can work good. It's okay to have technical skills, but no, one of the most important, you can manage people. Maybe you start working alone, that's good, but in the middle term, you will start hiring. Let's say joining, because at the beginning, hire is that you have to pay. At the beginning, maybe you don't have money to pay or to hire, but you need to learn soft skills, because you need to manage people. You will need to give orders to them, and that will touch the ego. And this is a very important part. One person working alone, it's okay. Two persons start to be complicated, because now there are two emotions, body, trying to agree in creating something. And one important thing, if you start working with someone else, you need to clarify who is the number one. I mean, who will be taking the hardest decision. There are no 50-50. That will be so problematic in the middle term. Not at the beginning, because everything is nice. Oh, you cool, what do you think? But when you start the things working out, you will need to take hardest decision, even if you don't want. Like firing a person, if that person doesn't work well. You mean the money? Okay, first myself, savings. Um, have you heard about FFA, friends and family and fools? Also that, and private. Sorry, I don't know if you hear me well with the microphone. Yeah, it will be better. It takes time. You need to, okay, you need to use LinkedIn. You really need to use LinkedIn. If nobody sees you, your startup doesn't exist. Okay, did you get me? So the short answer is simple agreement for future equity. So it's like an investor gives you money with the promise that in your next round, when you issue shares, you will give them that those shares. So it's like no for short time. At the beginning, your company in fact doesn't have any value or valuation. So
hey, grote vriend is ook, bitch, niet mijn, hè? Wat ga ik dadelijk zeggen? Geniet ervan, jongen. Pak goed. Pak sleurtje. Nee, hij moet gewoon even weg. Hij gaat gewoon letterlijk iets laten zien hoe hij dat doet. Ja, wij hebben wel onze stand. Dus.
Je gaat gewoon zeggen van een landenstaan, boeit van niet. Boeit van niet wel. Het is niet gek zijn, als maar een beetje duidelijk is. Het is niet vet tonatie.
Call to action is duidelijk.
Ja, wel.
Ja, ik heb gelijk even in de nest. Ja, maar ik heb helemaal niks van gezien.
Expeditie Robinson, dat is toch een tip. Ja, dat weet ik ook wel. Dit is zeg maar een langstaande manier gewoon zou kunnen gebruiken in sales.
Ja, ja. Maar het is niet bizar duur of zo.
Wat?
Dus maar ik vind het heel interessant die bieroven die je hebt. Ook van jezelf.
Hey, hoe kan ik dat aanmaken?
Die is 100 tegen. Ja. Ik kwam hem laatst exact tegen, ook in die kleur en zet je eigen naam erop. Ik wou eigenlijk bijna erop, ik wou eigenlijk bijna de 20% en gewoon erop zetten.
Ik ga het gewoon lekker netjes vertellen. Ik ga gewoon zeggen van nou luister, stel dat niet zo moeilijk. Mijn club en telefoon is gewoon staan. Dat is zo van jij part of that zo niet al. Dat zo duidelijk in de groep steeds. En dan is je club en account aangemaakt. Ga je hierin. Kom je uiteindelijk hier op nou hier staat dan misschien. Vervolgens ga
Kan je die van ons ook kijken? Kan je onze Liverpool even kijken? Van,
dit is allemaal gemaakt op de slurp. Als je naar links gaat kijken, staat op slurpgas en kun je nog steeds met
maar kan je nu wel zien, bijvoorbeeld Sam en ik hebben ons allebei ingeschreven in de mail, kan je dat nu zien? Op onze landingspagina?
Nee, want ik kan ook automatiseringen aanzetten. Dus dat je mailtjes krijgt naar
Maar wat hebben we dan gedaan? Dat nu iemand kan inschrijven in de mail?
Ik kan hem wel installeren, maar
Nee, dat snap ik. En als jij nou ergens je link hebt gekopieerd staat en eigenlijk moet er worden van Sam.
Ja, eigenlijk als we echt willen beginnen, dan kunnen we wel aanpakken.
Ja, dat doet mij.
turn it on. Do you have this? Or maybe you want
Where should I look for?
turn it on. First 40 seconds. You're gonna use the microphone?